te promettre.
What is up everyone, Mark here. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Today I'm going to be going over my top 5 Big 5 for Eurovision 2023. And if you don't know, the Big 5 are France, Germany, Italy, Spain, and the UK. These are essentially countries that have given the Eurovision Broadcasting Union, or the EBU, a lot of money and therefore get a fast pass to the final. That is why these songs have not been in my semi-final videos, and so now I will finally get to talk about them in depth. So with that said, let us get into my number 5 spot, which is the UK. This is Mae Muller with the song I Wrote a Song, and before I talk about this one, I gotta say, all the Big 5s did a pretty good job this year. Even though Mae Muller is in my number 5 spot, does not mean I don't like her as an artist, does not mean I totally don't like the song. I think the song is actually not bad. What it really is for me is that this is just not my type of music. I am not a big fan of pop music, and to be honest, I was a little bit disappointed when this song was announced for the UK. I thought Spaceman was amazing last year, and I was kind of hoping that the UK would send something similar, or at least something that I thought would have had top 10 potential, if not top 2 potential. I really was rooting for the UK, especially after they've had so many last places, so many 0 points in the past couple years. So yes, my expectations were pretty high. This song, however, just sounds like something I've heard so many times before. It really does not feel unique to me. If you had picked any pop singer at random and told me that this was their song, I probably would believe you. And that's something that for me, I do count against the song, because I like when Eurovision songs are very unique, when they could not have come from any other country or from any other artist. And that's kind of the way I feel about the next 4 songs on this list. But this one just doesn't have that same uniqueness, that same gravity. The chorus just falls a bit flat for me. I don't find it that interesting. And while this is a song that I have listened to and I put on in the background, I don't get hyped up by it. I don't get super into it. And I think, again, a big part of that is because the chorus doesn't quite take me anywhere. But what does make up for that is the verses. I actually like the verses, and this is one of those songs where the verses just stand out a lot more to me than the chorus. Mae's vocals definitely get more of a chance to shine in the verses. That is until we get to the last chorus, when she does have that amazing high note, which also does earn the song points. When it comes to Mae Muller's live performances, I think she's been pretty good. However, I don't think her performances have been particularly outstanding. They haven't really changed my opinion much of this song, and I think in some cases her vocals could use a bit of work. Her best performance so far, for sure, definitely was in Madrid. She did a really great job. I think the dancers also helped elevate that chorus a little bit, and you could see how much the audience was enjoying the song. I really loved the bridge, and I also thought that the high note was pretty good. Still could use a bit of tweaking because it did sound a little bit off, but otherwise, a great show. I mean, she is clearly a very talented performer, and I have no doubt that she will do well in Liverpool. Also, I want to mention that a lot of the pre-parties did have some tech issues, so that's not going to have too much impact on my final rating. She still did really good. I just wish the song was a little bit stronger so it could showcase more of her talent. So for the most part, I think the song is pretty good. I do enjoy it, and again, I do listen to it from time to time. I just think that because the song is not that unique, because the chorus doesn't hit as hard as it could, and also because the lyrics are a little bit standard and just a tiny bit done before, I am going to give this song an 8.5 out of 10. I was going to rank it a bit lower, but you know, just because I do enjoy the song, I'm going to keep it at this spot for now. And with that, let's move on to Germany. This is Lord of the Lost with the song Blood and Glitter, and this one actually really surprised me. This was the last thing I would have expected from Germany, just given that in the past they've sent so many pop songs. I mean, the most unique thing they sent before this was Jendrik, which was back in 2021, which, as we know, got 0 points. So my expectations were not high for Germany this year. This one, however, is really breaking that trend. I mean, no 0 points for Germany this year, that's for sure. I mean, this is bringing heavy metal, a bit of glam rock, and camp back to Eurovision, and that already makes it stand out so much among all the 37 entries, and as well among the Big 5. This is a really fun song. It is definitely not everyone's cup of tea because it is a bit outlandish, and the vocals are a little bit rough, but for me, this is kind of what I'm looking for in Eurovision, and while I do kind of agree that, yes, the song is not the strongest, especially compared to the ones I have up next, I still like it a lot. I still enjoy listening to it, and I also really liked that live performance in the German national final. I will say, though, the live performance could have been a bit better, but I think the issues with that were actually because of the stage. The stage was not that big. I think in an interview they actually said that they would have liked to do something a little bit more crazy and over the top, but they couldn't just given the limitations of the stage. So I'm very excited for what they're going to do in Liverpool. We are going to get a giant stage with all these fun special effects and everything like that. So very curious to see what they're actually planning this year. Even with what they had in Germany, it was still a pretty good performance. And to be honest, I'm giving this song a lot of points for its potential in Liverpool. I think this will stand out. I think this will do very well. well, hopefully on the left side of the scoreboard, and for me this is going to get a 9 out of 10. Next up is Italy. This is Marco Mengoni with the song Due Vite, and this is actually a song that I do enjoy a lot. I listen to it a lot, and so let's talk about it. When I first heard this in Sanremo, I thought it was pretty good. It honestly was not my winner for that competition. I did have some other favorites. This is another male ballad from Italy, and not a very unique one at that. You could kind of argue that my winner for Sanremo was the male ballad, but I'm not going to say what that was. You can guess in the comments. But this one just felt so similar to so many other entries that Italy has sent in the past, and I was kind of hoping for something different. Like, remember when Italy sent Måneskin in 2021? That was super different from anything Italy had ever sent, and they won Eurovision, so I was hoping for something new. But in any case, this is still a pretty good song. Marco is very talented, and I have no doubt that he'll give a great performance in Liverpool. I also love the Italian language. That earns us a lot of points for me. So while I would like to give this song a very high ranking, the only thing that really holds it back is just the fact that it is another male ballad from Italy. And I guess that isn't a huge deal because everything else about the song is pretty good. Again, the vocals are great. Sonically, it's great. Marco is very charismatic on stage and does not need any fancy staging to give a great show. So really the only critique just is that it is similar to other Italian entries, which I guess you can argue isn't super fair comparing it to all 37 songs here, but I do think it also makes the song stand out less in the competition this year. So for me, I'm going to give this a 9.5 out of 10, even though I think it is near perfection in almost every department. Again, I just think it is not the most unique overall, and a song that I'm afraid won't stand out that much in the grand final. So with that, let's move on to my number 2 spot on this list, which is Lo Zara Évidemment. This is a song that I was very impressed by on first listen. When I first heard it, it was of course watching that music video, and it just felt like I was watching an actual live performance, even though of course it was a music video. On first listen, I thought this was amazing. On second listen, I started to notice that the chorus did not have as much gravity, just did not take me as many places as the verses did. Kind of like with the UK's entry this year, I felt like the verses were a little bit more interesting to me. But regardless, I still enjoyed the song. As time passed, I kind of forgot about it just as we were getting so many new songs. And then recently, in the past couple weeks, I would say, I came back to it and actually fell in love with it. This is a great entry, so unique to France. I love the way it combines elements of chanson and also disco. It's such a great blend of both the modern and traditional, and I really enjoy it. You know, as I've listened to it more lately, I have not really been bothered by the chorus that much. The chorus not being that strong is still a critique that I do have, but overall, this is a great entry. Lo Zara is a great performer, and I also watched her performance in Madrid. As you might know, there were plenty of technical issues in that show, as there were unfortunately with many of the Eurovision pre-parties, but she did a great job regardless, and I thought she gave a really good show. I also do want to add, I love the costumes that she wears both in the music video and in the pre-party. It is just so French, and it really does complement the atmosphere of the song. I hope in Liverpool she has something more similar to the outfit in the music video, because I loved the way that looked. But really, she can't go wrong with having one of these more traditional outfits. I think they look great and really make this entry stand out. So for me, this is going to get another 9.5 out of 10. I am really looking forward to seeing how she stages this in Liverpool. I loved the staging in the music video, but I also hope they surprise us. So we'll see what happens in May. Very excited. And so with that, let's move on to my number 1 spot, which is Spain.
She's an icon. She's a legend, and she is the moment.
This is Blanca Paloma with the song Ea Ea, and as you might know, this is my winner for all of Eurovision this year. I love this song so much. I've said time and time again, but I will say it again, Blanca is amazing. And also, I have even more faith in her now than I did before, because I've seen her in all these pre-parties. I mean, in Israel, Madrid, in Barcelona, she did amazing. She had some amazing vocals. She added a new part to the beginning of the song, which I understand will not be in Liverpool, but I love that she's actually spicing the song up so much in these other performances so that by the time we get to Liverpool, we're not burned out by the song. All of these performances are so good, so captivating. There's this magic in her voice that just makes me forget about everything else going on around me. That is what I love so much about this song, and songs like Incorpore Sano last year. They put you in a trance and take you to this other dimension. And that is what Blanca is doing here. The song itself, yes, is not everyone's cup of tea. And I will concede that to some people that this does not sound the most appealing. Some people have even commented that this song sounds like she's just screaming or saying random stuff, which I disagree with, but you know, to each their own. This is definitely not a song that I think is going to be an easy winner, only because this song even put me off on first listen. But for me, the turning point was her performance in Benidorm, so I'm hoping that for a lot of people that doubt the song now, their turning point will be when she performs live in the grand final, and they will see what a masterpiece this truly is. Every single performance I've seen of this song has been perfection. Blanca had some amazing staging in Benidorm, but if you watch her performances in Barcelona, Israel, Madrid, did, you can see that she doesn't even need that staging to be iconic and amazing. Just having her on stage by herself with her voice is just enough to make you fall in love with this song. With that said, I don't have any critiques for it, and there's not much I can say or praise that I have not said before, so for me this is going to get a 10 out of 10. This really is perfection for me, and I am really hoping that she's able to make a great impression in Liverpool, because really it is the live performance that makes this song. Kind of like Incorporate Sano, which was Constructa's song last year, this song needs to be performed to really have the full effect. I'm not coming to Eurovision to hear songs on playback, I'm coming to Eurovision to see them performed on stage in a creative way, to hear live vocals, to see dancers, to see staging, to see props, to see all these different things. And Blanca is delivering all that. I cannot wait to see what she does in Liverpool. If it is anything close to what she did in Benidorm, then I think this is a strong contender for the win. Now, that's just my opinion. I can definitely see people not liking the song because of how different it is, but really, once you watch that performance, even if you don't like flamenco, even if you don't like the way the song sounds, I mean, I think it's undeniable that Blanca is one of the best performers for sure this year, and I'm also happy that Spain is sending, once again, winner material. I mean, I loved Chanel last year, and this one is at the same level, if not a little bit higher for me, so yeah, just so happy for Spain. They are on such a great trajectory with Eurovision, and I'm hoping to see another win for them soon, because really, they deserve it. They've been sending some great stuff, and I am just so excited to see what they will give us next year. So with that, that has been my list of my top 5, big 5, and please let me know what you think down below, if you agree, disagree with this video, if you like what I had to say, if you didn't like what I had to say. Let me know everything down in the comments. If you haven't already, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to help support the channel. Now we're at 1,100, so slowly making that climb to 2,000. It really helps me out a lot. I really appreciate it. And also, let me know what kind of videos you want to see next. If you want to see more tier lists, more ranking videos, top 10s, I am always open to suggestions. So yeah, with that, thank you all once again. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all next time. Peace.
Évidemment, toutes ces belles promesses que j'entends, ce n'est que du vent.